No camera today. It's not working. I didn't feel like getting it to work. As you can see, EOS a webcam utility. Yeah, just get rid of that real quick. It's just not working. It's on, but the programmer on the webcam through isn't picking it up, and I didn't feel like fucking with it too much, I'll be honest. So therefore I didn't. Let's pray for no crashes today, guys. Maybe once like every 4 hours. We can maybe bear with that. Maybe. Load. I wanted to load here. I did some. I manual saved right outside the cave. I went around. I did some like running around, just seeing like. I adjusted one thing in my NVIDIA control panel. I can't remember what it was. But then like it was like on a thread I saw. And I was just doing like running around and stuff, seeing if that would fix it. So I don't know if it did or not. I didn't crash at all. I ran around for like maybe 20 minutes last night. Didn't get any combat because like everything's dead so far, but let's get back into the cave. But I thought, you know, before I carry on, before it like auto saves over my bullshit, let's just manual save. Alright, so we're in this cave. We're looking for another godlike in the expedition crew that went looking for said godlike. Or god touched, not godlike. So I wanted to do that quest last night, but it kept crashing on me, so I noped out. So I noped out, but let's continue on now. I turned ray tracing back on as well. I thought maybe ray tracing was causing our crashing, but with how much we were crashing, I just fucked up. Oops. I was just seeing if there's anything over the edge, and I kept walking. Oops. Oh well. You gotta laugh at that stuff. That stuff's funny. So I didn't realize it because I was ray tracing out, but there is water right here. I didn't see the reflections of the water when we were fighting here the first time. I caught glimpses of that when I came back through here running around and shit. But you can electrify the water. You can freeze the water. I like how the elements play into each other and shit. It makes doing wizard stuff more fun. The architecture in here looks super cool.
Yeah. Sorry. Unseek.
Oh, they got me. They hit me. some broken eggs in there, no big deal. We crashed like right up here before. Oh, fuck me.
Here we go. Let's see what you got. Unseek.
Wonderful. I didn't want to hit the ground because what's this one? The common grimoire of elements. I already have that, I think. We already have that grimoire. Yeah, we have two of these. We have a grimoire of embers. Give us fireball. I kinda, oh man, I need to upgrade these because like I need to get my ability cost down. Because I could learn Arcane Veil, which would be nice, but then I could also learn Grimoire Snap. This gives us Fireball and Blizzard and like bigger end spells, let's put it that way. Maybe I don't need to read. I don't know. I don't know what I need to do. Oh, that opens that up though. I know if you see a broken wall like that, just toss a grenade and you're in. More Zaurups over there. I guess you could have skipped these three Zaurups that we fought so far. I don't know why you want to do that. That's XP for you. Let you get leveled up a little bit. Fuck me, what just hit me?
Hold it together, kid. We're nearly there.
Yo, what just hit me? Who shot an arrow at me? Oh, right here. I need to watch out for traps. I need to start watching out for traps better. Daily affirmations and focus and efficiency. All errors can be reforged into lessons. Abaddon rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is insurmountable, not even death itself, so long as the soul is dedicated to the task. Work hard, work well. Abaddon demands only honest labor and forthright service. All errors can be reforged if your first intentions are pure. All ignorance can be reforged into knowledge. Master your craft. Excel at what you have been trusted to do. Do not offend your teacher by remaining a student forever. Each generation must forge its successors. Teach your trade to all who are willing to learn, and in doing so, multiply the fruits of your knowledge. All difficulties can be reforged into triumphs. Meet strife with humility and acceptance. Let adversity temper the ingot of your will, and you will never shatter. Embrace your station, fulfill the duties of your rank, and meddle not in the affairs of your betters. All guilds fail at their weakest link. All loss can be reforged into strength. Profitable work heals all emptiness. So long as you have the tools of your trade, you will always be able to forge wealth anew. Value the work of others, and they will value your works in return. Share the harvest with the hungry and your tools with the destitute. All souls can be reforged into whatever we will. Hard work is not exclusive to life. Death is no time for complacency. Commit yourself to excellence in this cycle and the next.
You're not my brother.
It's Skademan.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead? Is this the Beyond Spirit? Have you come to take me to Gallowayne's side?
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Kai, we can't let this kid die a virgin. Can you help him?
Not with that. No. Oh, You mean healing him? Sorry, I'm all out of potions. I don't know any healing magic either.
Magic? I had to learn some magic, but only the kind that explodes. I don't want to explode. Please help me.
Use Dream Touch to heal him.
Oh, that's the creepiest sensation I ever felt in my life. Like vines were growing all through me.
If it works, don't question it. And look, your wounds are closing up already.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel. Who are you? What you doing down here?
Offer sent us after you. Where's the rest of your team?
He actually made it? I wasn't sure he'd come through. And he sent the Emperor's fucking envoy. Damn. Am I ever glad to meet you?
Focus. The free expedition score. Where are they?
Right. Those assholes. They went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Admin. Honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell our freak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with his statue. You must have seen it on your way in.
Anything I need to know about the Oracle?
I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Aethys, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like Aethys has been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
He used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it to him. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Aethys, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after all Aethys did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore.
Tell me about Yetta.
Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Relax. You're not the first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yetta's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly. And she pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. That's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah. When we make camp, she has these terrible dreams. Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Can't be sure, but it sounds like the dream scourge to me, Envoy.
I'll go speak with this Oracle then.
He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradise.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here.
Given the extent of your injuries, you certainly would have.
It's a lucky thing you found me then.
I'll see you back in Paradise, Cade-Bun.
Right, yeah. Got those assholes to save and everything. I hope they're better off than I was.
See what we can find up here. An essence potion, love those. Damn, I was hoping that would power that thing up. That's unfortunate. I don't want to waste it.
Seems like a good kid. Glad we could give him a hand. Maybe when Juliana's girls will too.
Oh.
So, the kid said the expedition team went looking for the Oracle. I say we head after him.
Good call, not Garrus. Good call. A History of the Living Lands. 1. Origin. The Living Lands do not exist, but certainly there is an island. Certainly there are valleys. There are rivers, lakes, and mountains. There are trees and fungi in abundance. Taken together, do these not constitute the Living Lands? I will concede that they constitute the description of a continent, that this continent lies north of the equator, and that this continent is equidistant from Edir and Rautai. I will concede that this continent is real so long as you and I walk upon it. We call this island the Living Lands, but the Living Lands is merely a descriptor of its attitudes. A list of attributes does not alone make up a place. I believe that for a place to become real, it must have a name. For a name to be real, it must have a history. History confers meaning, and meaning is given to a name by its namer. But the Living Lands cannot be this island's name, because I have traveled its breadth, climbed its peaks, and delved in countless depths. And I have discovered that the Living Lands has no namer at all. Unless the words we use to describe this continent, the Living Lands, were given to us by the godless, unless these words have a meaning only they could comprehend, unless these words have a history only they could know, and the the thisness of this place was lost with them. Alright, that's just some weird fucking fake news bullshit they're trying to push. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. Fuck your ladder. Oh shit.
Come and get me!
Cooked rabbit? Amethyst, vessel bone, and pelts. I really need to get to a spot where I can like actually sleep and upgrade stuff again. Inquisitor's request. Captain Yetta. The relic you seek is but one of the many thorns in the rotten heart of this land. Claim it for a deer, and should its efficacy be confirmed, you will be appropriately rewarded. Inquisitor Ludwig.
Didn't realize the head of the steel garrote was into antique.
Please don't give out, please don't give out, please don't give out. Huge.
I see someone. Be ready for anything.
Let's not approach with our weapons out. Let's be diplomatic.
Can it be?
Sorry,
Come,
Grimace.
stand in the light. Let me look at you.
Oh, look at you.
It has been too long. I had feared I was the last of us, but you... Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul. I am the Oracle Sargenis, servant of the once shining god, he whose light has lately dimmed. What brings you to this sacred space?
You named yourself after one of the early figures in Eothesian scripture?
Then Sargenis spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. I am that same Sargemus. Though it has been some time since a man has knelt before me and begged absolution, as Harmka did.
Wait, he's the same Sargemus from the
people
scripture?
do not
That's sick.
hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns. Acquisition is the faith to which all men bow. But perhaps there is hope. You have read the Book of Verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. In this moment, we are not entirely alone.
I'm looking for an expedition of my countrymen. Do they pass this way?
An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand.
An expedition? You know, treasure maps, matching outfits, campfire songs, the works.
I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Aethys we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. Do you know what their purpose is here?
Do you really expect me to believe you haven't seen them? There's only one way through this place.
It's a reasonable question, I'll grant you. You must understand, this place has seen so few visitors for so long that I often retreat into my private quarters. To read, you understand, or pray, or sleep. Age has made me slow. I tire easily. I sleep now more hours than I wake. They could have already come and gone, and I would be none the wiser. In any case, you haven't told me what it was they searched for. Or do you not know?
Is this Matt Mercer? Sounds like Mercer. They were searching for a relic you rumored to keep here.
Ah, the splinter of Aethys. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. Truly, it is their loss.
What is this relic exactly?
The splinter of Aethys is a sliver of shin bone from my lord's titan body.
Oh shit.
It
Specifically
was
the shin.
carved from his skeleton many centuries ago. Yet long after the gods left this mortal world to claim their dominion in the beyond. The splinter is infused with the very essence of my lord's power. To illuminate without fire, to heal without injury, and to speak without voice.
Where do you keep the relic? I might find them there.
It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed, myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all manner of creatures. Although, perhaps you might assist me with that.
If you're about to ask us to tidy up, think again. My place is a much bigger mess.
Oh no, I had something far grander in mind. You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Aethys in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way.
I'll return shortly.
I am most grateful. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. May light illuminate your path, brother.
It sounds a lot like Mercer, Matthew Mercer. Voice in Sargamus, which is pretty cool. He's got such a range of accents, but I like he can still just kind of pinpoint. Travel to Dawn shortcut. That's a back door in and out. Hey, I believe him when he said that he was too busy sleeping to notice anyone coming through. I feel that on a personal level. So I believe him. Cool. I'm not gonna touch anything. I don't want to piss him off, but I think he can fuck me up.
Yeah.
I hope I can read his notes. I'm gonna see if I can read his notes without getting pissed off. Reminder, source, fresh lumber. Niall only seems to be able to source rotten lumber, and the contemptible stuff cannot withstand the damp of this cavern. I must find someone who can fell and hew fresh trees, or my fragile generators will be at the mercy of the Zolrips. Little bastards are remarkably curious. All right, let me read that. Let me see if I can read his journal. Fucked up. Nailed it. Sargamus' journal. 2828. Priestu. He is gone, but he is still with me. What form should a reliquary take that is fit to hold the splinter? Were I in High Crown still, I would petition the church for ivory, gems, and gold. For this remnant of his holy body is worth all the wealth of the empire and more. Being as I am sequestered here, I will make do. Instead, with the wealth of the land, granite from the tallest peaks, clay from the fertile riverbeds, and trunks from the most aged trees. I must work without ceasing until it is done. The memory of my lord cannot endure delay. 2828 Terrastu. He is beginning to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate. A temple within this temple of the godless. But when I prayed over my plans for the building's construction, I received a vision of Eothas Titan as it had existed in its time. A body of strange flesh and bone, hundreds of feet tall, astride the land with the Pantheon at his side, facing down the forces of chaos like elven colossal ships of the line. What crisis manifested them and inspired them to act? I know not, but I shall remake him as he was, in my own fashion. 2829 Maheverno. He is complete, but the statue I have made is inert, lifeless, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There is something deficient in it, and in me. I must destroy it and begin again. 2829 Imprima. He is made anew. His effigy is formed from granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now a precious adracor. It glimmers even in the low light of this cavern, ceaseless evenings. Caverns, ceaseless evenings. Jesus Christ, I can't read. He brings the dawn to this penumbral place, as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. In the Empire, they celebrate spring dawn today, or they would have prior to the Saints' War. I wonder, what of him remains in the beyond after his dissolution at Ukezo? I long to be with him again. 2829 Prima. What if I did not have to wonder? Yoink. All right, let's go find the expedition and this relic.
I am glad to see you again. To what do I owe the pleasure of your return, brother?
I heard there was a temple of Eothas in this cave.
Be welcome, for you have found it. People like you
Huzzah.
and I once sought this place in moments of spiritual turmoil, when the world and our souls could not find rest. Moments of war, famine, massacres, when those such as us are called upon to speak the gods' wills and to lead. But I have seen not one of us these last 3 years, and it is rare indeed that pilgrims come to pray. Perhaps our meeting now is the work of immortal hands. I pray that it is so.
Why would godlikes visit this temple, and not the temple of their patron god?
Godlike. Such a meager word for us, who are the gods' eyes and ears and hearts. We are the phenomena through which the gods experience the world. We are as like the gods as a finger is like a man. You and I and our raptured brethren, we are the gods themselves.
That's all very poetic, but it doesn't answer the question. Is this place special to godlikes?
It had been once, when we were legion, but no longer. Our kind came here to find fellowship and understanding in a world determined to bend us to its purposes.
I wonder what purpose the Emperor had in naming me his envoy.
This is a heavy burden you carry, to be beloved of both a god and a god among men. I imagine one cannot help but wonder, did he elevate you for your skills and knowledge, your strengths, your accomplishments, or for what you are? You and I are instruments of a divine will. In choosing you to be his envoy, your emperor ennobles his purpose and tarnishes yours.
Did you build the statue?
Indeed. It has been my obsession these last few years. Hewn by my own hands from stone and Ardra, and no small degree of melancholy. I suspect it will be my last great labor before this body is returned to the earth, and I am returned to my god.
Are you dying?
If I am, it is from an affliction that death will not cure. But no, brother. I am only very old. My light is waning. As Aethys' essence leaves the world, I am leaving with him. His essence has kept me alive for centuries, and soon we will enter the longest night.
You really are godlike.
I am as you are, though I do not care for the word. Aethys the Dawn Treader is my lord and patron. If you will forgive me saying so, I am surprised to meet you here. Even before the vanishing of our kind, it had been some years since a child of Galawain came to speak with me. And I have never seen a member of the Lord of the Hunt's coterie whose visage resembles yours.
That's because I'm not a godlike of Galawain.
Ah, of course. I should not have assumed. I have had the great privilege to speak with thousands of our kind during my long life. And you do not resemble a single one of them. But if not Galawain, I cannot imagine who else among the Pantheon might have blessed you.
Truthfully, I don't know which god is my patron.
My relationship with my lord has oftentimes been the one succor through difficult seasons of my life. I hope that when you find your patron, it is the same for you. May I ask, as a god's child, did your earthly parents love you?
I believe they cared for me in their way.
Even many kith untouched by gods are not so lucky.
Why did the gods banish godlikes from the world?
There are many theories, which the holy and learned of Eora have only just begun to argue. But you did not ask me for theories. Frankly, I do not know for certain. However, I believe the gods are preparing for war.
A war against Kith?
A war of all against all. A struggle between destiny and design. Who yokes the soul of the world? Whose machinations turn the wheel? Who acts and whom is acted upon? That is the ultimate power, brother. The only power there is to decide the fate of another and to make it so. For so long as we have lived, it is the gods who have decided for us. But change is possible, if we are brave enough to want it. And Kith have lately grown very brave indeed.
I've been hearing a voice in my head since I arrived on the island. Could it be my god?
I suppose it's not impossible, but the gods typically make themselves known to us in our earliest days, before we have left the comfort of the womb. They are present in our hearts and minds before we even have a notion of I at all. I am sorry. Yours is an unusual case. Tell me, this voice in your head, do you want it to be your god?
It would be a relief to finally know who I am.
I am afraid that not even your god may tell you that. Answering that question is the soul's true purpose. It is the work of your life. And I suspect neither you nor I will ever know for certain. We can only remain open to curiosity and willing to be surprised.
It's not my god. I don't know what else it could be.
Other than a symptom of madness, you mean?
Hey, yo,
You do not seem especially troubled. No more than any kith subject to life's uncertainties. As to what the voice is, if it is unlikely to be a god, I cannot say. It may be a particularly powerful soul attempting to control you, or the echoes of a past life. Perhaps it is the sending of an archmage, or some ancient construct of Engwithan make. Or it may just be the beginnings of the Dream Scourge. Whatever this voice is, I suspect only an expert in souls can say.
You mentioned you're very old.
Indeed, my soul has dwelled in this form for centuries, beyond even the lifespan of the longest-lived elf. My lord Aethys inspired my birth in the same year the kingdom of Adir was founded.
Holy shit.
You might say my birth heralded the empire you now serve.
That was over 600 years ago.
About 630, yes. Give or take a decade. One does lose count.
You must have witnessed some unbelievable things.
Many, yes. Some that inspired awe, others dread. For a time, I proselytized among the colonists who first settled Eir Glanfath. I held the door of my parish church against an onslaught of Glanfathan raiders, and I watched them fall prostrate before my light. I tended the wounded in the Broken Stone War, the War of Black Trees, the War of Defiance, and in many wars that were never given the dignity of a name, and since have been forgotten. I can hardly recall them anymore.
You spent a long time in the Deerwood. What made you stay?
The Deerwood has been a troubled place since the very moment of its inception. Conflicts erupted as regularly as spring flowers, to bloom and die as swiftly. So, there is always some dark corner in need of light, if you'll indulge me in the metaphor. Truthfully, I had been jailed for proselytizing in Colklin, and it was to the colonies I was exiled. So it was the Deerwood or death. I had nowhere else to go.
Did you ever meet Saint Waidwin?
Is that what they're calling him now? I heard the man that was Waidwin speak when he was but a
Waidwin.
farmer.
Okay.
He had a presence even then. Furious, incandescent. It was astonishing, his power. I wonder, had my lord already made a home in his body by then? Did my lord share with Waidwin his plans to wage a pointless, bloody war while wearing the poor man's face? What a grave injustice. To have your body stolen and be made into a saint. Tragic Waidwin. Pitiable Waidwin. I grieve for what became of him.
Do you wish it had been you who was made a saint?
God help me. I do.
So, why haven't you died yet?
That is a question for my lord. I have asked him many times, but even when he spoke to me, he would not say. I suspect it is his essence that has kept me alive, and now that he has abandoned this world, well, I soon expect to die.
Aethys talked to you?
In prayer, in dreams, as I ate and loved and labored, his voice was a constant murmuring in my ear. But when I spoke to him, he never did reply. So, do not mistake his talking for a conversation. He only wanted to be heard.
Are you afraid to die?
Not anymore.
Why would you tell me all this?
Because you are my brother. And I want someone to know.
I should go.
Of course. Explore to your heart's content. But please refrain from touching my statue or devices. Go in peace. I will be here if you return.
When I return. Not if, but when. Come on. Don't doubt me. I'm a godlike. Alright, let's move on. You got dropped a lot of lore. Very, very interesting. Letter to Sargamus. Sargamus. It has been some time since your last correspondence, and I do hope that you are still well. Have the materials and spare equipment from my lab proven reliable? You know how temperamental and finicky old equipment gets. I swear these machines have souls of their own. But I digress. I look forward to hearing the latest news about your progress. I have no doubt that the completion of your project will change the world, and knowing you, it will certainly be for the better. That I have had a part to play in this fills me with a deep joy and satisfaction. Perhaps one day they shall write about us. I can see it now. The Oracle and the Visionary, a titillating tale of two thinkers and their thoroughly thought-provoking theories. On second thought, perhaps simply the Oracle and the Visionary will suffice. Eagerly awaiting your response. Your friend, Vitor. Yes, it is good that I forgot to send this after it dried. Ulrask would have been very cross with me if I did not relay once more that he is, and I quote, rather looking forward to giving Sargemus oversized animat and proper thrashing if he ever gets it functional. Oh, that Ulrask. Until next time, my friend. Let's continue ahead. Let's find this expedition team.
This reminds me of the Strangle Road. But how is anything this big going all the way down here?
I like how they didn't give him swimming animations to follow me. We'll just appear up here. Clay table. This clay tablet. This clay tablet is inscribed with a flowing vertical script in a language you've never seen before. Yol haisa yizuha lu yeres regada mi gali head sayapai inwitan ke gid yol gapa pubi. Y'all just got cursed. Suck it. I like how it sounds like our boots are sopping wet. I just opened this gate. Is that all it did? What a waste of essence. Oh well. Nice little shortcut, I guess. Or I guess that was a way to open that gate if you didn't have anything to blow up that wall. Waterlogged book. The writing in this tome is dense and spidery, and it advances across the page at a sprint, as if the author's pen had been enchanted with a spell for celerity. Whatever mused and scrawled, it will never be revealed. However, for the book's fragile pages swiftly disintegrate in your hands. True stories from the living lands. Only the hardiest of explorers would dare take this long, dangerous trek to the living lands. While there's no denying its beauty, the diversity of plant life alone is an herbologist's dream. The inherent risk in blithely trekking through these pristine hills is more than most should undertake. Let me take a moment to tell you about the land itself. Rolling hills. Oh, where was I? Okay. Rolling hills, greenery, and sun. The whole area feels like a succession of hills and valleys, each with its own ecosystem. While that declaration is a tad extreme, it can almost be said to be true. The combination of sun, geographical location, proximity to fresh water, valley depth, and the existence of hot springs have given the living lands a wide breadth of flora and fauna. Walk down a hillside into a valley and you will find lush, verdant hills. Climb the next rise and you might see nothing but rock and boiling mineral springs. And the creatures. In my travels, I've seen it all, and this place never ceases to amaze me. Trolls. I will never forget my encounter with the trolls of the living lands. I had just narrowly avoided being consumed by a giant plant, more on that later, and was running as fast as I could to get away from it. I broke the crest of the hill, and the valley below was wide, green, wet, and covered with low, thick branched trees. Vines grew everywhere. Between the trees, across the tops of them, down to the ground. It is a mess of vine and green. Cautiously, I worked my way down toward the basin, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. And it's a good thing I did so. I noticed not all the trees appeared to be trees. I froze, dropping to the ground in an effort to minimize my experience. One of the trees moved, lumbering slowly away from the cluster. It's then that I realized it was a troll, stepping out from among the group of trees it had been resting against. With a few more steps, I would have walked right into their home. The camouflage these trolls exhibited far exceeded any I'd ever seen before. I hope to return again in the future and observe them more. Insects. Well, I've never seen them. I have read reports of giant insects in the living lands. Centipedes, flies, mosquitoes, and hornets, all 10 times the size you would see them elsewhere. Imagine making camp. You just gotten everything set up. There's a nice fire going next to your shelter. Something is gently simmering in the cooking pot. You sit down, finally feeling like you can relax after a trying day. You feel a tickling at your feet, insistent and prolonged. Reaching down to brush whatever it is away, your hand comes in contact with something hard, long, and flexible, winding its way around your boots. You look down to see a centipede the size of your arm casually making its way over your feet toward the far side of your camp. You would get out of that camp, wouldn't you? That's exactly what my friend did when he realized he had started his fire over a centipede nest. Oh, it's creepy. Plants. And lest we forget, do not let your guard down around the plants. I discovered a wonderful collection of giant flowers. They were bright pink and grew in a circle around a central stalk. What an aroma! I lacked the words to describe how delectable it was. Sweet, fruity, and light with just a hint of something tangy. Looking closer, I saw some berries growing on the stalk in the center of the flowers. Well, I just had to have them. So I started pushing my way through the flowers. Then the vines growing around the base of the plant began to twitch, and the blooms turned towards me. It was at that moment I saw the blooms weren't actually flowers, but hinged jaws. I had been fooled by its camouflage. I quickly retreated, pushing my way back out. Just in time. The bloom slammed shut. If I had still been there, standing there, trying in vain to reach the berries, I wouldn't be writing this book today. Scary. All right, I need to get to that bookshelf up there. Almost nailed it. A history of the Living Lands 3, Glossolali. I need 2 first. We need to read these in order. There's a spider right there. I was gonna summon that many spiders.
Just like the good old days.
Jesus, there's so many spiders.
The local militias lacks at the best of times, which these are not.
Does he have a point to spend? Nope. Alright, what's this one? A History of the Living Lands 3, Glossolali. Glossolalia. I think I'm saying that right. In the ruins of Ukaizo, the great city of the ancient Huana in the Deadfire, I once found a curious inscription. The inscription was written in 3 languages and arranged in a circle around a small pool of water. 2 of these languages were unknown to me. The first of these scripts was largely runic, rounded and orderly, and looked like it was meant to be painted rather than chiseled into the stone. It put me to mind of the architecture of Engwith, with its frequent arches and odd conjunctions of angles. The other language branched off one long stem. This one was curious. At first, I thought I was meant to read it left to right, but the characters' shapes didn't have a flow that felt intentional. It wasn't until I tilted my head that I understood I was attempting to read it on its side, that I was instead meant to read it from top to bottom, and likely right to left. Fascinating. I have seen nothing like it in all Aora. The third of the scripts I recognized. It was near ancient Huana, a language I'd studied idly in my youth. I had been obsessed with its more logographic predecessor, far ancient Huana, for many years. What a pleasure at last to see something I knew. After a few hours of meditation, I recall enough of the alphabet to take a stab at the transcription. Ka wingaro o watori te katu ne kipi noa o ukaizo ni kingi o kingi ka ne no anoa e ngati ku I. I'm not gonna do the rest. Ungaro o watori, king of Ukaizo, the king of kings. It has the cadence of a dedication. Could this last inscription be the key to deciphering the other 2 unknown languages? The Great Western Stag. One day, Aethys was sitting on a wall, watching a cat play in the sun. A crystal, hung in a nearby tree, had fragmented a sunbeam and scattered small motes of light on the ground. They danced around the cat, sliding over him as he frantically batted at them. He spun in place, following one as it rushed past him, and leaped on it, trying to pin it down. Aethys smiled, amused at the animal's tenacity. The cat landed on a spot, placing his paws over it only to watch it flit away again. Aethys watched the cat's tail twitch and slap at the ground, annoyed that his prey could not be pinned. "Why must you tease him?" a voice said from behind him, accompanied by the crunch of sandals on gravel. "I merely bring the dawn," Aethys responded. "I don't stoke the hunter's heart. That's your responsibility, isn't it?" "True," said a second voice, "but neither do you quell it. If the hunter could not see his prey, would he still hunt it?" "So philosophical, Hylia," Aethys said, and turned to greet the 2 gods that approached him. "Have you come to debate the parallel between sight and desire?" He gestured to the wall, inviting Hylia and Galawain to join him. They sat in silence, watching the cat who continued to hunt the sun, fruitlessly swatting another mote and then rolling onto his back. "I have created the ultimate prey," Aethys said, finally breaking the silence. "It can be tracked, it can be followed, it can be seen, but can never be caught." Galawain laughed lightly. "You don't agree, Galawain?" Aethys asked. "While it's true that your creation is elusive, it hardly can be considered the ultimate prey because it never can be caught." He paused, his brow furrowed in thought. If that mote of light had substance, the hunter could subdue it. Otherwise, it's merely a dream, truly a fruitless endeavor. "All creatures spend their lives chasing fruitless endeavors," said Hylia. "It is the way of mortality." Galawain laughed again. "I could create a creature, a living creature of flesh and blood, that could never be caught. I make your dream a reality." Now it was Aethys' turn to laugh. "You propose turning a fruitless dream into a fruitless reality? How is this any better? A life spent in the pursuit of an attainable goal far exceeds any other." "But you just said no one could catch this creature. This is not attainable." Galawain smiled. "Humanity has surpassed us before. Indeed, it could surprise us again. I will create a great white stag, and I will set it free in the world. It will have grace, resilience, and tenacity. It will exist solely to be pursued for all its days, and it will never be caught. It will serve to inspire the hunt for generations to come. All those who wish for glory will invoke my name. All those who hear its story will ask for my blessings in finding it. Hylia shook her head and threw Galawain a bemused look. I do not believe this is possible, so I, too, make an offer. To the person who catches the stag, and they will catch the stag, I will bestow upon them its grace, resilience, and tenacity. Thrice blessed they will be. They will ask for my blessing on the hunt so they can obtain my boon. Galawain and Hylia took up arguing whose name would be invoked more when the hunt was on. Aothas sighed, a small smile playing at the edges of his mouth. He stood and looked to the sky. The sun had already started to hide itself behind the mountains. The cat, long ago tired of stalking the moats, had fallen asleep beneath the tree. He turned and looked at the other gods, deep in debate, and sighed again. I merely bring the dawn, he repeated as he made his way down the path. It's up to you to see what I reveal. Nothing is lost. Search for Ukaizo. Exit from the collected journals of Wanamora Wave Chaser. The Renga's men came to collect my portion of prize share this morning, and I had nothing to give them again. I make no money for the tribe, though I am always in my little ferry boat. Grey gull carving through the waves. At night, I get no sleep. Hoitaro asks me to conserve the lamp oil to come to bed, but I can't. Not until I find it. I know it's out there. The lost city of Ukaizo. On every chart and map of the Deadfire I found, whether Huana, Velian, or Rawatayan, I don't know how to say that word. I fucking suck. An empty space where so much of your history should be. Did it burn to ash and cinders in the cataclysm? Did it sink below the waves? Does Nagati clutch it to her breast at the bottom of the sea? Perhaps it's lost and wandering, like me, unmoored, looking for a home it can't remember, but for which some insistent longing burns in its chest, an ember always smoldering, a little fire to push it on. Paitaro wants me to give it up, but how can I? On mornings when the sky is so clear, I can hardly catch my breath for the beauty of it. I think I see it out there, shimmering in the brightening blue light. Is it a taunt? Is it a taunt or a beckoning? Would I be able to tell the difference? I asked the fisherfolk when they returned with their catch at sunset. Tiber, I say, did you see anything? Or you, Mabori? How about you, Hyora? They avoid me now. Hoitara says they're busy, but I know they think I'm tide sick and sun-addled. The way Pora's lips curl in disgust when I approach, the way Tiber's eyes seem to see right through me, I know. They won't have to suffer me much longer because tomorrow I'm taking the Grey Gull and sailing north. Someone has to chase the old tales, so I will. Annals of the Pargrunin. It was in the time of Edrahil, the sure-footed, that we came to Clyban Relag, an ancient place of the builders, as the locals call them. It was a marvelous sight, a door in the mountain framed by a pair of ghoulish aspects. Through some exercise of trickery or cunning, Edrahil was able to gain access for our scholars that we might observe and record what lay inside. We discovered a foundry of sorts, the like of which neither we nor our distant brethren had seen. Through careful observation, we surmised that the ancients had used this place to extract souls and transfer them to suits of armor. Delicate and challenging work, yet the scale they had achieved left us humbled and astounded. Perhaps most remarkable were the golems, living suits of armor powered by essence. We lost 2 of our fellows when the creatures caught us unawares, but once we'd subdued them, they proved quite fascinating. All too aware that our hosts would never again allow us, nor other curious travelers, to visit this place, we took meticulous notes and measurements of all we saw, forsaking bread and sleep until the work was done. We reported all to Edrahil, whereupon he praised our work and urged us quickly forward. For if such a place lay abandoned in the forest, who can say what other mysteries gods and kith have left in this strange and wild land? There's so much lore in this game. On the fire-forged path, the travels of Yarick Yeaton. No, I don't know. How do you pronounce that again? Dialects. Let's see. What does YL do? Yealton? Yarick Yealton. Okay, that's how it's going to be pronounced. This book is well worn and smells faintly of mildew. Its spine is cracked, and as you thumb through the pages, it falls open to a folio more ragged and dog-eared than the others. Though I was born and raised a Magranite, and a Magranite now I will stay, as a young man I undertook a pilgrimage to visit a holy house dedicated to every god. In so doing, I hoped to know them each the better, to take what they had to teach and sow it into my soul like so many seeds, that my soul might grow and bear only the most delectable fruit for my goddess to devour at the moment of my death. So it is with no small amount of amusement that I pen this account of my visit once to a church of Whale, the many-eyed, many-tongued god of dreams and secrets, revelations and mysteries, and reveal to you all I learned there. The challenge came first in finding adherents to Whale's doctrine, for they are not often ones to announce their presence, preferring instead to build their flock from the solitary seekers who delve through ancient ruins and ruined archives in search of the strange, the bizarre, the forgotten. But persistence in my goddess's first teaching, and find them I did. The Whalites' Nekatakan congregation was small then, as it likely remains now, and on the morning I stumbled upon them, they were lounging like so many cats in the sun on the steps above Queen's Berth, sharing between them a bottle of arak and pipes packed with white leaf and ripple sponge. I knew them for Whalites not for any badge or robe or trinket they wore, not for their race or age, but for the ardor of their debate on the most benign of topics. I begged that they take me to their church and permit me to worship with them, and they laughed as the one, their many voices like a howling of wild dogs. They acquiesced when I told them of my quest, and then invited me to sit and share their drink. I did, and as arak burned a trail of fire down my throat, they showed me the dimensions of their hall of worship. The stairs were their pews, they said, the blue sky their ceiling, and their walls the edges of the world. All of creation sits within its bounds. As morning neared midday, they stood as one and began to climb the mountain. "Where do you go now?" I asked. "To worship," they replied. A great wave of relief washed over me, for at last I would have my lesson from them. We climbed the many steps of Nekataka and arrived at last in the sacred stair. "Where is your temple?" I asked, and in response they whooped like children, rushing past me in a squall of smoke and laughter. I followed as best I could, though I wet my good slippers in a stream and could hardly keep my feet on the moss-slick stones, and we surged soggy-footed and hollering into the temple of Gaun. To worship, they cried. We shoved past dawn stars bent in praise of their macabre god. We laughed, laughing all the while, and came to stand before a leafless tree whose boughs were hung in lanterns too numerous to count. I had nary a moment to catch my breath before the Whalites were clambering into the great tree's branches. A young man pulled me up with one hand and handed me a pipe with the other. The priest of Gaun screeched and wailed, and all the while we squawked like birds, our smiles wide and eyes alight with arak and lantern fire. The Mataru came soon after to chase us away, but not before we'd done our share of singing to the many-eyed, many-tongued god of dreams. Would that I could have stayed with them a while longer, but alas, I could not deny my soul its journey, nor the whisper of my goddess in my ear. I took again to the road in search of churches, but I must admit, ever after, I longed always for that tree. The collected annals of Lengrath. Whomever copied this work appears to have been in a great hurry, as they feared being caught. The gods strip us of who we are on every turn about the wheel, mercilessly shaving off all we've learned with their divine laughs. We retain the pale shadows of our souls, but knowledge, memory, self, all of it is cut away. Do the gods fear we might someday rival their strength if they do not? The trees of Air Glanfath possess souls as strong as any kith, and their entangled roots extend for miles. But dig beneath any of them, follow those roots, and you'll see they don't end, but lead to a neighbor. There are many souls sharing one body. Why shouldn't willing kith be able to do the same? A limb may be grafted from one tree to the trunk of another, and in time they'll bear sweeter fruit together than either might have alone. Mightn't it be possible then to graft a scion's soul to the rootstock of a willing kith? The souls wouldn't fracture but coalesce. They'd grow stronger together. The gods see fractured souls, but they don't care for them. Damaged, broken people are abandoned by their maker to twist in the wind, given no succor, no relief. Would an intentional fractured soul be similarly inconsequential to them? I will use their apathy against them. I will make their disdain serve me. A grafted soul is obscured from the sight of the gods. It spreads freely like a blood fever, but doesn't kill its host. No, I will be a fever of the spirit, invisible, unstoppable, eternal. Statue schematic. This drawing details the plans for the creation of a large statue powered by essence. The essence is intended to be injected into the statue by an array of animantic devices. Where such a vast store of essence might come from, and what a statue could do with it is unclear. I'm feeling that statue might be a boss fight. The life and discoveries of Pangram. Mention the name Pangram to anyone with even a passing knowledge of animancy, and you could find yourself in for a very long discussion. Publicly reviled, but privately lauded as a hero and genius, Pangram's history is at turns revolutionary, horrific, and mysterious. Pangram was fascinated, some might say obsessed, with the concept of animancy. It consumed his life as he dedicated everything to understand it. He would frequently travel to Air Glanfath and the Deerwood to visit the Ingwithan ruins. There, he would take notes and make sketches, bringing anything back with him that he could, too, help him unlock the mysteries. After years of study, Pangram had reached the point where he could no longer conduct research on his own. He took on an assistant, Helig of Thane. Soon, Helig was making trips to Air Glanfath in Pangram's stead, gathering knowledge while Pangram stayed behind to experiment. This partnership quickly bore fruit, and Pangram made a breakthrough, one that would irrevocably change his life and the general attitude of animancy forever. While the specifics of his experimentation will never truly be known, the rumors and stories that still circulate tell that he had sent out inquiries asking for live subjects for help with a dangerous experiment that might change their life, or might end it. Those who were already dying were especially encouraged to apply. Response was overwhelming, and Pangram had his pick of numerous willing bodies. That is when he had his breakthrough. He discovered a way to fix a soul, anchoring it to its body so it couldn't leave at death. He had discovered eternal life. His research and life's work had resulted in the greatest single discovery that animancy could hope for. His findings were published and quickly spread through Valia and beyond. While some groups, the Wodekin Church, for example, decried his work as nothing more than blasphemy and heresy, many put it to practice. Everyone wanted the chance at immortality. But everything comes with a cost. It quickly became apparent that simply restraining the soul, while keeping the person technically alive, was doing nothing for the body, which continued to decay, devolving and warping the soul now trapped inside. The creatures it created were dangerous, carnivorous beasts that killed brutally and indiscriminately. The backlash was ruthless. The practice of Pangram's discoveries was outlawed. His works were collected and burned. He and Helig were branded heretics and hunted, chased from town to town until Pangram simply vanished. Helig was tracked down, captured, and brought to trial for the atrocities committed against Valia and its people. The trial was barely more than a formality to bring charges against him, and everyone knew what hand he played in the disaster. He was sent to prison for years, but eventually released once public outrage died down. Not long after his parole, he disappeared as well. Occasionally, talk surfaces that a copy of Pangram's theorems had been found, untouched by the purging flames that destroyed his brothers. These rumors seldom end up being more than that. Many groups and wealthy individuals have formed, sending out a call to anyone who will listen. Find us a copy of the theorems. They offer gold, jewels, status, anything they can entice adventurers to help them achieve their goals. For there are those who would give anything a chance at immortality, even become a monster. Sounds like a bit of necromancy, but like kind of like along the line, looking at the like equipment and shit, it's kind of like necromancy, but also like along the lines like maybe Frankenstein-ish. Does that make sense? Where they're like using these machines and stuff to power up the soul or whatever. A Athosian prayer. And the sun shall break through the darkness, the new dawn arriving with the rebirth of the day. Rejoice, all ye who dwelleth in the shadow, who are broken and beaten. The winter soon comes to an end. Spring shall rise, bringing light and life to the world. Radiant light, radiant life, and thy soul shall find warmth in his arms. All creatures bask in his glory. The rays of his countenance bathe the world, bringing an end to the night, ushering in the day. Kneel before him and wonder at his benevolence. Feel the warmth of his radiant presence. If thou art broken, he shall make thee whole. If thou art in darkness, he shall bring thee to the light. If thou art sinful, thou shalt be reborn. If thou art cold, his warmth shall bolster thee. How canst I, so lowly and worn, speak words of proper adulation? Thine eyes, whose gaze sees the sin in me, yet still shows love. Thine hands, whose grip pulls me out of darkness. Thine ears, listening to my every prayer. Thine heart, bright as the dawn, giving me warmth when I am raw. Aothis, light of spring, sun of the world, thou givest me life and purpose. If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight. If thou doesn't thy work in the dark, if thou wouldst keep thine actions hidden, thou shalt be burned in the sun of the new dawn. Day comes soon, prepare for the dawn. Nothing is hidden from his reach. The Deerwood, Part 5, The Proliferation of Animancy. Animancy, outlawed while under a Deerwood, I don't know how to fucking pronounce it still, god damn it, was technically no longer taboo after Hadrit's rebellion. Academics began its study again in earnest in 2681 AI. By 2697 AI, there were almost 40 academics actively researching the field both in the Deerwood and the Valian republics, even though no significant results had been discovered. A tragic breakthrough of sorts happened in 2704 AI. An animancer working in Balereach accidentally shattered the souls of about a dozen volunteers who had been helping him. In retaliation for the deaths, the citizens of the area stormed his house and killed him. The Earl of the region, not wanting to waste resources or anger the locals any more than they already were, did nothing to find the head of the vigilante mob, but neither did he outlaw animancy. To ensure their own safety, most animancers moved from the rural areas where they were studying and settled in Defiance Bay, many of them choosing the emerging and wealthy district of Brackenbury as their new home of operations. While there were still a few breakthroughs and the study of animancy continued for the next 24 years, it quickly slowed as it became cost prohibitive and complicated the more people learned about it. Most animancers couldn't afford to continue research without the support of donations or gifts from wealthy individuals and organizations. At 2737 AI, some animancers desperate to continue their studies and seeing no other means of furthering their research, entered the forbidden ruins of Air Glanthath to further their research. They discovered some such sites had strange artifacts that seemed to bear affinity to soul essence, and began to prod at the devices for further insight. Even with continued research, they were unable to tell quite what they had discovered. Eventually, they were found by the Glanfathans, who captured some of them, demanding they be punished for their crimes. The Deerwooden authorities, in order to maintain their treaties and keep the peace, had no choice. They allowed the Animancers to be executed according to Glanfathan tradition. This led the Duck to make an additional proclamation. The study and practice of animancy on or even near the sacred Glanfathan sites would be punishable by death. In 2780 AI, in order to solidify relations again with the Glanfathans, the Deerwooden government allowed some Animancers to begin training in experiments in conjunction with Glanfathan mine hunters. They're native ciphers. This is an exchange of information. The Animancers documented the secrets of the mine hunters' powers. The mine hunters learned new techniques for concentration, which assisted them in taking their powers to a level no Glanfathan had seen before. The ciphers, no longer wary of the Animancers' intentions, trusted them to such a level that they convinced the Glanfathans to give some Animancers limited access to some of the training sites where the Glanfathans practiced. The Animfaths of the Glanfathan tribes opened their training grounds to the Animancers. They were not allowed inside, as this was still strictly forbidden, but the general allowance by the Glanfathans were seen as a breakthrough in relations between Deerwood and the heir Glanfath. Over the next 8 years, the Animancers' research would continue unimpeded. With the exception of some minor squabbles, there has been no major strife between the two groups for almost 120 years since.
Here it comes.
Interesting. We're getting all this lore about animancy. I have a feeling that's how that thing's gonna get powered up. A big statue.
"6 years in Dawnshore, and I never knew something this big was under our feet the whole time."
What is that sound? Purification of the Pilgrim. I hope that in coming to this place, standing before the splinter, and turning my mind to prayer, that I would feel something. That I would experience the solace the other godlike speak of. The statue, the state that they call grace. But my dreams remain as silent as this eerie, godless tomb, and I am ashamed to feel so lonesome and bereft. To truly love the gods is to be faithful to the void. That is what the oracle tells me. If I look outside of myself to the here and now for that which I desire, that I will always remain unsatisfied, I must go down into myself, into the still, wide emptiness, discover that I already have everything I need. The many voices of wail I wish I would whisper in my ear. Even had I heard them, they would not be evidence of their love. That evidence persists already in my soul, in the void to which I have not been true. And it is from this moment they plucked my soul from the wheel and gave it unto my body to be born. It is the chime. The chime is the evidence of their love. And if it is all I ever have of them, then I should fall to my knees in gratitude, for it is more than most kith will get. But to know the solace that I seek, then I must give up any desire for their love and learn to love the void. I don't know what's outside here, but it sounds big. Oh, it's a beetle, a water beetle, and some
Unseen.
I don't know if we can really sneak around.
Dream scorch ahead. I hate to think it reaches. Show me what you
Oh, I'm fighting myself.
Come and get me! I'm sick! Weapon's not doing the job. Point for you!
Oh, that's so badass.
I'm
sick. I'm sick.
Ow.
I'm
Rude.
sick.
I almost died there. Got a little hairy there for a second. Electrocuting myself and all that. I do enjoy this combat a lot though. It's fun when you're in the thick of it. And so far it hasn't been overly difficult. There's been times where we've gotten our ass beat, but that's on us, you know? It's not really on anyone else. You learn the game still. How do I get to that? Can't burn that web to get to it. Maybe this makes its way around. What's that do? It's gotta do something. Powered something up. How do I get over there now? I think I opened that door. How do I get up there? Let's go through here. I don't think I can make that jump. That jump's a little bit too far. Yeah, a little bit too far for that jump. All right, let's continue on.
A pulse beating out of time. Should it be disturbed?
Consecration prayer. With this leaving of his precious body, we commemorate our most glorious God with all his saints. Let us commend ourselves and one another and our whole life to Aothus, the Dawn Treader. For this holy house and for those who enter it with faith, reverence, and the fear of our God, we consecrate this temple in his name. Aothus, have mercy on our soul.
If it weren't for the creepy oracle and the invading roots, this place would be kind of nice.
The Oracle wasn't creepy, he was just old and senile. There's a deference.
I'm sick.
What'd that do? I did something. I don't know what, but it did something. Oh. One of two are lit up.
I'm sick.
There we go. Secrets. Common mail hauberk. Nothing too fancy. I just heard spiders for a second. I was gonna freak the fuck out. It's getting a little scared.
Right behind you.
Look how I'm not accurate at all with his wand. There's just no accuracy to this wand at all.
There's the relic. It can't be as easy as just grabbing it. Can it? No one said anything about tight space.
A History of the Living Lands 4 redacted. Every page of this book has been painted black except for the very last, which features a large drawing of an unusually ornate key and a note written in the runes of an unknown language. Beneath them, someone has scribbled, "How do their agents keep finding my work? They've already defaced 3 versions of this volume alone. I don't know what they find so objectionable about my theories on the meaning of the godless language, but I'm done rewriting. You bastards win. No more." The note above it has been amended by a more measured hand, likely some time after the first note was written. I've compared my notes regarding the inscription from Okaizo with the script on the intact clay tablet in my lab and realized they share several shapes in common. I may be able to make some headway in translating this if I can find an expert in the godless. Another amendment follows, but that too has been mostly blacked out. Near the end of the redaction, the paint suddenly runs off the edge of the page and a splash of blood stains the margins. All you can make out is a pair of shaky sentences circled several times. Yes? Could that mean God? Let's grab this, let's grab this. Splinter of Aothus.
False idol with waves.
Something's moving in the main chamber.
Ah, shit. Godless executioner, what the fuck?
I'm sick.
Not looking so good.
Fuck me.
Let's see what you got.
I'm sick.
Hold on.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
There's more? Fuck me. boy at?
Go where?
Holy fuck. That was so many enemies. They just kept coming. I guess we could have gone elsewhere, but where's that boss body at? Drug gold selling, common greatsword. Boo. Oh, that's our first greatsword though? Greatswords deal very high damage and stun. They also have high block efficiency, allowing them to block. However, they swing moderately slow with a high stamina cost. That's fair. Let's see where this goes. I need to get back to using, not get back, I just need to start using buff food is what I need to do.
Quiet as the depths. This one's mine.
It scared me. I didn't think it was gonna pop up. I didn't think there was gonna be anything there. We got like all the way through that little tome and then he popped up. All right. What's my journal say for this quest? Wish there was a read all button. Optional, continue searching for the Adarian expedition. You'll find no sign of the expedition in the temple depths, and removing the splinter of Aothus from its plinth caused the ruins to flood. If the expedition is still alive down there, you better find them quickly. Optional, return it to the Oracle. So I can either find the expedition or I think I have a choice to either give the dagger to the expedition or to give it to the Oracle. I think that will be my options.
That earthquake must have knocked something loose. Well, better a flood than a cave-in.
Oh, hell yes. Okay, I like how this is working out now. This stuff got flooded, now we can reach these areas. I love that so much. This to give me vibes of like a... How do I put it? Of an older like RPG, like older first-person RPG. Like very much like Dark Messiah Might and Magic, very much like Oblivion, very much like other games of that era. And I'm fucking here for it, to be honest. Like, it's not a bad thing at all. I almost didn't make that jump. I stuttered somehow in the air. $360. It's not so much like a full immersive sim, but it definitely how do I put it? It's definitely like more arcadey than an immersive sim, but that's not a terrible thing either. I don't know, it's fun. The game's just fun. When it works, it's fun. Speaking of, quick save. Speaking of, quick save. Come on, Kai. Yeah, yeet. We're gonna get crushed by a boulder, I'm calling it.
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
Oh shit. It's the expedition crew, I think. Oh fuck. Yetta's journal. 3 Prioton 2830. New orders came down from Darien today. Word to be sent to the living lands. The diplomatic corps has established an embassy in the port city of Paradis, and they need support cataloging the unusual ruins there. No doubt it'll take months, perhaps a year or two, at the very least. I had promised Rudwin I'd be in High Crow to celebrate an Estu with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miri's coming of age. But how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study for previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand, and Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. It's not like the gods are making new continents. The world is getting smaller every day. 17 Preverno 2830. It always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs, we're pulling into harbor. And a charming harbor it is. Despite what Darren has told me, it's not nearly so dangerous as the clerks in Highcrow warned. I swear on the Queen, half my countrymen resent any city that isn't the Emperor's purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. The cowards filed for dissolution of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. Let him assume it never arrived, for I certainly won't dignify it with a reply. This whole episode has given me a blinding headache, a horrible pinching sensation right between the eyes. 21/28/83. We've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while the powers to be argue about how best to make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took the scouts to some dreadful little squill house in a rough part of town. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother in me wants to be furious, but I can hardly muster the energy. As long as Offric's voiding his stomach in the canals instead of the bunkhouse, it's not my business after all. I think I'll take the team to Fort Northreach to see if we can't help their archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins there. 1 Teraverno 2831. Blessed New Year. The team acquitted themselves well at the fort. With Caitman's help, I was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there and take a good look at the construction. Naturally, I left notes I took at the fort. I feel like I can hardly even think these days, but I believe I remember enough of what I learned to write satisfactory report for the ambassador. Could those ruins have been the site of a fertility temple? I mean, goodness, look at the shape of the buildings. The Steel Garrote Inquisitor attached to the embassy has uncovered rumor of a holy relic in a cave here in Dawnshore, and she suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there to explore, but I've hardly been able to get out of my bedroll since we've returned to Paradis. I'll bet there's a curse tablet with my name on it that Rudwin's installed at the Temple of Skane back in High Crown. Nothing else could explain this hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin, my eyes replaced by quivering stalks, Miri turning into a tree, Rudwin splitting in hair and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or to which god I pray, they refuse to go away. 6 Prima 2831. I collapsed while we were gearing up in the market, and none of the merchants would help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. I tried to tell the man I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce, but I couldn't speak. It was like my tongue had turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside with the boys, got me back to the embassy. Pulled me aside when the boys got me back to the embassy. She was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently, it was taken from Aoth's Titan skeleton, the very one I made my reputation discovering, and it's well known for its ability to heal anyone who holds it. I cannot delay any longer. I must find it.
Well, we found the expedition. Looks like they've only been dead a few hours. But how did they get in here? They can't have come the same way we did. We swam here. What's stranger is there's not a scratch on them. No sign of what killed them. It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
Fragments of the soul often linger near the body after death, but these corpses feel empty.
Oh. Like they've been completely drained of essence. That's dark work. But animancers have been doing it for centuries. The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Aothis, right?
Could the Oracle's plan have something to do with Aothis vanishing in Ukaizo?
There's still a lot of debate over what even happened at Ukaizo. Perhaps the Oracle knows the truth, or perhaps he's just as lost as we are. Aothis is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately. Tread carefully.
Yeah, this guy, I was giving the guy the benefit of the doubt, but after seeing this... This isn't good. This is not Goodman. Alright. I don't really need those things. I have extras in our camp. On the Binding of Souls. The margins of this text are scribbled with notes and references. The ink-stained pages appear to have seen much use in earlier times. The removal and transference of souls is a practice both ancient and sophisticated. There is evidence that the Engwithans were particularly adept at this, yet few details have survived them. Someone scrawled Annals of the Pergrunin, PP 382-6 below this paragraph. What is known is that the removal of a soul is a difficult process, and one that requires an expert hand and precise tools for any chance of success. Early attempts on a test pool of 138 goats left most of the subjects with maimed or fractured souls. In all but 2 of the 11 instances where the soul was successfully removed, the essence dissipated before scholars could capture it. The words transfer to holding vessel are written and underlined in the margin. The process requires conductive material, copper and adra specifically. Immersion in water is important to ensure that the soul is drawn in a steady and uniform manner, with no distortions or breakages. A warped soul is at best useless, and at worst unpredictable. An arrow points from this paragraph to a scrunch note. Extraction pool in CR 18 foot wide by 3 foot deep. We have since mastered the process of soul transference and have seen the benefits of infusing forged work with the essence of animals and wilder. What remains to be seen is whether we might see greater gains from using the souls of Kith, where we would procure the appropriate subjects, and how much personality and autonomy we would want to leave intact in such cases. A string of notes wind around the below this paragraph, beginning with criminals, prisoners of war, volunteers, ending with Forge Guardians in block letters. These notes are crossed out and below them is written, but what of the divine soul? He's trying to move his soul into the Titan looking thing, the statue. I don't want to call it a Titan, but the statue. At least it seems that way.
Why has he come here? Why does he build the idol in this place?
Wish I could tell you, lady. I wish I could tell you.
Even the flood could not stop him. Fealty or sickness?
I don't know what this guy's capable of, but I've got your back.
All right, let's see how this goes. We might come to a peaceful resolution.
There you are. You have been gone some time. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys?
I found the bodies of the expedition team in your workshop. Did you kill them?
Ah, I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics. Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine.
A soul on the wheel is broken into its constituent parts, yet the whole of the self is contained within each fragment.
If one were to take your expansive view and the expedition
I
had
like talking
encountered
fancy.
the wheel, then yes, they would be alive. But their souls are not bound for the wheel. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves. Their essence is held safe within my devices, and with your help, I shall give them a new commission: to prosecute the redemption of a god.
It's a godlike's responsibility to hold their gods accountable.
You understand me. What is the source of all suffering? Our division from God. Not our division from them, no, but their division from us. It is a wound the size of the soul, yet it gapes as large as the world. If we are to alleviate suffering, if the gods, if Aethys is to atone, we must give him a mortal consciousness. We must give him a mortal conscience. Or the atrocities of the Deadfire and the Saints' War will be but preludes to the horrors he will sow across Aora. Even the Redeemer needs redemption. Even the gods must be held to account. Aethys must be stopped.
How do you expect to redeem Aethys?
Do you carry the relic I asked you to collect?
I do carry it.
Excellent. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethys' body. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it. He speaks to me no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped. Locked into the reliquary with a chorus of furious souls acting as his conscience. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done. All that is left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it?
What will happen to you if your god abandons domain in the beyond?
I cannot say. But when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there, for it will mean that I have failed. You see, my brother, you must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent.
Kai, what do you think?
Look, I'm all for second chances, but restoring the god who started the Saints' War and left a trail of corpses and dead fire? Even I can see that's a bad idea. And I can't imagine a worse fate than spending an eternity as one of those poor souls stuck with him. I've heard I can change him before.
I can fix her. There's no way this will work.
Aethys is weak, if he persists at all. He expended tremendous soul energy manifesting in the body of Moros Nua and marching it across the Deadfire. By the time he reached Ukaizo, he was spent, and used the very last of his power to destroy the wheel. The god that is left is but a wisp of purpose, floating through the beyond. It is that wisp I will capture.
Oh, fuck it.
Thank
I'll put it in there.
Once you have placed the splinter into the statue, power my devices just over there.
What's the worst that could happen?
Together, we will observe the results.
Us godlike gotta stick together.
There we are. Now, fill the statue with essence. Do me the honor of pulling the lever, just there. And my lord will return to face justice.
Oh, he's got a fire sword. Hey, let me hold that.
Any moment. Oh. My god Aethys, are you there? No! It's not working! Something is wrong. My lord Aethys has
He looks
not
anxious.
returned. Something is missing from my design. Something I did not account for. It must be the chime. Without its ringing, he cannot hear the statue's call. My brother, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause?
Sargamus, you must give up this mad plan. I told you it won't work.
You cannot ask me that. If you knew all that I have done, how arduously I have labored. No! I would sooner give my soul over to Remagant and let it be trampled beneath his hooves for all eternity.
You cannot create an animat from stored essence. The consciousness dissipates instantly. Soul transfer must occur live.
That can't be true. Nothing I have read in my studies has said anything of the sort.
Animancy has developed significantly in the last few decades. Your research is out of date. Whoever supplying you with the scholarship and equipment is probably selling you other Animancer's ancient cast-offs.
No. No. You have beheld my statue. You have carried the splinter of Aethys. You witnessed my power and the power of my lord. My brother, please. Why do you lie to me?
Why do you lie to yourself?
Everything he asked of me. I did it all. And then he stopped asking.
I'm sorry, Sargamus.
But then, why did he leave? Why did he leave without me? What did I do wrong? Why does he not love me? Oh my God, what do I do now?
The people of the Deadfire are still struggling to repair all that Aethys broke. Help them.
I have much to consider. Excuse me. I must pray.
But can I hold your sword though? Can I have that sword?
Hear us. Follow us. We would speak to you.
I've always believed in second chances, but I've never seen a change of heart like that. I guess your Emperor really did send someone special.
I want to hold your sword. Alright, she wants to speak with us.
It wakes. A host. Form-given life. One day when we are free, we could return here, dwell in this body, feel the earth again. But it is a sprout. Fragile. It must sleep here undisturbed. A secret you could keep. Tell us, will you give us this gift?
If I let you have it, what will you do with it?
We are not sure. Could we touch the world? Walk in the ocean? Sift our fingers through sand?
How will you claim it?
A shard of Adra tethers it to us. Yet it is weak. A quagmire of essence occludes its veins. If we had time to tend it, perhaps we could find a way.
I don't even know what you are. Why should I trust you with it?
This prison holds us, silences us. The years fade like leaves. We have no memory of summer, warm fire, soothing rain. We could walk gently in this body, tend, grow, learn anew. But we must claim it.
Everything about the statue is wrong. I have to destroy it.
Wrong? What is wrong? Crush the flower and call it a weed? An orphan of its kind, and you would render it extinct. Leave us imprisoned? Out then! Out!
Hey, envoy. Back with us?
Unseek!
Thoughtless.
Oh, she doesn't like us. I don't think having this out there would be good though. I really don't know what this voice is.
Unseek!
Destroy for destruction's sake.
No, I destroy because shit's fucked up, lady. Where did the Oracle go? Did he come out and attack me? You good, man?
Unseek!
What is burned cannot prosper.
That was not as epic as I thought it was gonna be. Where'd the Oracle go? I really want his sword. Oh well. Let's get out of here. I know she's pissed at me, but she'll get over it. She still needs me. Oh. Here he is.
Ah, it's you. I have prayed over what you said, that I should travel to the Deadfire and help put right all that Aethys destroyed. I will do it. And I will pursue it with the fullness of my attention through the last of my days. Before I leave this place, I was hoping you might tell me, what became of my statue?
I destroyed it.
I have to believe that is for the best. Thank you for releasing me from this burden. For the first time in decades, I feel light. I hope we will meet again, my friend. If not in this life, then the next.
Goodbye, Sargamus.
I fear you have a long and difficult journey ahead, Envoy of Adir. I leave you with my blade. I do not need it any longer.
Oh shit, he gave me his weapon. I was kind of joking. Oh shit. Unique weapons are highly coveted. Each has its own story and each is enhanced with powerful primary and secondary enchantments. These weapons will all provide some combination of passive effects, stat increase, elemental damage, distinct behaviors, and even more. Explore the living lands and complete side quests to find unique weapons that best suits your playstyle. Unique weapons can have their primary enchantment further improved or augmented at the enchanting station in party camp. Augmenting a unique enchantment replaces the original enchantment, is permanent, and requires a variety of specific enchanting materials to perform. Weapons and armor can, yeah, we knew about that. Okay. Last light of day. 32 physical damage, 3% in crit chance, 10 stun, 11 stamina cost. Golden Sun's Ascent. Killing the enemy restores 3% of your maximum health. Hit steal 10% bonus fire damage. The lavish extravagance of this blade belies its wicked lethality. It was crafted for an Ethosian paladin of the Order of Kind Wayfarers, as thanks by a blacksmith whose life was saved by the paladin. Rumor has it that never once did the paladin ever draw last light of the day from its scabbard, settling every conflict through diplomacy. When they finally reached the end of their long life, they were buried along with the sword, which had yet to draw blood. How and when the weapon made its way to Sargamus's hands is unknown, but from the notches on the blade, it has almost certainly seen use well before that happened. Cool. Incomplete lecture. How do I live if there's no consolation? When he left the world, I was emptied of divinity. I am a slave now to desire for it. I am unmoored from space and time. I am a body persisting until it is gone. Nothing is that what he wanted me to become. A very good farmer. The spine of this book bears a stamp designating it as part of the restricted collection of the Halls Obscured. It appears to have been stolen. Every page is filled with closely packed writing and illustrations. One passage reads, Saint Woud, I can't remember how to say his name is. Saint Wadwin pursed his lips and stared down the glowering visage which peered at him between stalks of Vorlus. He gripped the wooden shaft of his scythe, slick with sweat from his palms. The hands of a working man, which he was. Then, your Eothas, then? He said. That I am, said the god. Then you already know what I want, said the farmer, who was Woodwin. That I do. Woodwin unknotted the taut cord which restrained his ponytail and let the flowering locks cascade around his shoulders and rest over the shelf of his bosom. He winked and cleared his throat before winking again. I've got a candle. Hasn't been lit properly. Eothas moved closer and the passage cuts off abruptly with a series of jagged notes pressed deeply into the parchment. Eora is not ready for this. Oh shit, it's a smut novel about a god. The right wing won't be happy about that. Saint Woodwin, farmer become god. With the mention of the name Woodwin, Woodwin? I think it's Woodwin. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Most folk think only of one word, Godhammer. While this event echoes through the ages and is still felt years after the destruction of Evandur Bridge, Woodwin's humble beginnings belie the powerful force he would grow into. Woodwin lived an unassuming life in a remote area of Redceres, the son of Vorless farmers. He toiled in the fields alongside his father for 22 years until his father's death. The farm then fell to him to run. He considered selling, but had no other skills upon which to draw, so he set on the path of Vorless farmer as well. Nothing of note was recorded in Woodwin's life until 4 years after his father's death. One day, while working in the fields, Woodwin's life irrevocably changed. In his words, night was falling, the fingers of dusk already gripping the sky. The sun had dipped behind the world's edge, and stars were peeking from beyond the shroud. The day was still, and darkness had blanketed the field. I placed my last harvest of the day into the collection pile, when from behind me arose a brilliant light. I turned, fear in my breasts, knowing not what could have caused such intense radiance. Behind me stood a blazing figure, resplendent in glory. Its white flesh glowed with a luminescent radiance, its head a blinding ball of light, brighter than the highest sun of mid-year. I averted my gaze, afraid I would be struck down for daring to gaze upon such a creature. A sudden peace washed over me, sweeping away my fear, leaving my troubled soul tranquil. A loving warmth wrapped its arms around me. A voice spoke to me as I stood, transfixed, trying to both see this glorious being and avoid its dazzling scrutiny. Fear not, it said to me, for you are chosen above all others. You will be the light to bring about the rebirth of an empire. It then held out its hand and bestowed upon me a vision of power, such that I could scarcely contain it. Woodwin, disheveled and dirty, stumbled into his village the next morning, telling all who would listen about the miracle that happened in his fields. Aothus himself, he claimed, had appeared to him. He was to punish the Aediran governor for leading his people into ruin. A way would be provided, and those faithful who helped would be blessed when the divinity manifested. Villagers ignored him, convinced the loss of his parents had broken his mind. But Woodwin continued to preach of the power of Aothus and the corruption of the governor, eventually earning him the ire of the locals. His confrontations with the villagers hit a turning point one day in mid-autumn. A crowd had gathered around Woodwin, jeering him and telling him to leave the village. The Vorless crop that season was particularly light, and the villagers blamed Woodwin, saying he had angered the gods, particularly Aothus, I should say, with his blasphemy. They backed him into one of the withered fields, yelling at him to go. Accounts of the inciting action are hazy. Some say a stone was thrown. Others say he was pushed. Others still say he simply tripped over a dry root sticking from the ground. Regardless of the cause, Woodwin landed face down on the ground, the villagers standing over him laughing. Enough! A voice, not Woodwin's, boomed across the field. Woodwin looked up at the crowd, his eyes glowing with the blinding white light. He stood, but did not stand. One moment he was on the ground, and the next he was standing before the crowd, who cowered before him. You dare deny me? The voice spoke through Woodwin's mouth. You dare refuse my servant? Woodwin's arms raised, beginning to luminance. You dare require proof? His arms went out to his sides. Never ask again, lest you be burned in the light of the new dawn. There was a flash of light from Woodwin's eyes and hands, and the entire field sprang to life. The once dried and brittle plants became full, lush, and verdant. The crowd was silent. From somewhere in the back came a call of praise. Praise Aothus! And then they all fell to their knees in front of Woodwin, farmer turned god.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to see Paradise.
A young brown bear, 2 skulls.
It will take me some time to gather my belongings. I will miss this place. Leave me in peace.
Under
Oh, fuck me. That fucked me up.
Unseek!
Hey! Over here!
Unseek!
Back in the fight.
Unseek! Unseek!
Time for you!
Let's go. I'm liking this weaving of melee and
That's one for
otherwise.
us.
Let's go. We don't want to. Okay, we can't fuck with those guys. We are underleveled for this area. Or under geared for this area, I should say. Where am I? Arise. Let's see, are these guys all fucked up? We're close to leveling up. Just this guy that's a little bit higher level. Wish we could throw like distractions or whatever. That'd be good. Let's back out of this area. We do have a camp right over here. Let's go do this camp. Second, I can just hit these areas. This game is very pretty at night though, with all the mushrooms giving off light. I really like that. Oh, we have people in the way between us and the
You take lead.
encampment. I need you to go fuck this guy up.
Make way!
Fucked up.
Unseek!
Let's see what you got. Need a minute.
Unseek! Unseek!
Found that one.
Unseek!
That armor won't hold up.
Ow. Got fucked up there a little bit.
Unseek! Unseek!
Ooh, maybe we can do. There's still more of them over here. Maybe we can have a weapon set with a grimoire and a wand for range attacks, and a weapon set with this sword and a grimoire, and like have 2 different grimoires, so we have more attacks to filter through. Maybe. Thoughts? All right, let's rest up here. Further improved or augmented. Okay. We'll take a look at that. What up, Systematic? How you doing, man? Requires a totem base. I don't have that. Hell yeah. That's... How's your weekend going so far? Oh, come on. That's annoying and frustrating. First crash of the day. That's important. Gotta take time to relax. The weekend's for. Yeah, I feel I can understand that for sure. See you later, my dude. Hopefully that was my last crash of the day. My first crash, hopefully it's my last crash. Now my audio's fucked up. God damn it, why is this game like this? Just fucking work properly. For fuck's sake. It's just outfits. I don't want to take all, but I guess we can do that. We can do 2 swords if we want to dual wield swords. We can dual wield spears? Okay. Guess I'll keep duals of a lot of different things in, or doubles of a lot of different things. Go in there. Okay. You can break down. I thought we couldn't break down this shit, but I guess we can. All right. I don't want this. I don't know if we can break down gloves. Yeah, no, we can't break down gloves. Okay. I think I want these ones on. They look weird with our stuff, but it's okay. Store items. Store one of those. Store one of those. I'll sell the rest. Store one of those. Alright, anything that's in my inventory now, I'm gonna sell. Alright, upgrade. Okay, I can't get to that anymore. That sucks, but whatever. That was the Grimoire of Embers. Oh, I wanted to do on the Grimoire of Elements. Fuck me. I did it on the wrong fucking Grimoire. God damn it. No, I can't upgrade my fucking crafting. Okay. Enchanting. What can I do with my weapon, enchanting wise? Killing an enemy is a restores 3% of your maximum health. Killing an enemy restores 10% of your maximum health. Or successful parry deals high stun to attacking enemy. I don't know if I'm going parry at all, so Let's go with this one. Cool. Let's save real quick. All right, my 2 weapon sets. I think we're gonna do a wand in this one. And we got Anaxteli's Grimoire in this one. Let's go the one of greater elements in this one. So as we're fighting, I can get access to Fireball, the 2 Frost ones, or I could do this, and we can get our shield. I think I might respec as well. All right, what I want to do here is I have 4 points available. I want this one. Definitely want this one. I think I learned Arcane Veil, so I always have that. Then I need Grimoire Mastery 1. All right, and then if I go E, it's already set up on 2. Never mind. So now, do I have? I'm looking at my grimoires. Do I have to use Anaxteli's Grimoire? Or can I go with the Grimoire of Embers? So I have Fan of Flames from that, and I can use Fireball. I know this has Fireball, but this will give us Blizzard and all that stuff too. I think, because we have Arcane Veil now learned. Let's go with that. Cool. All right, let's try that out. See how that works out for us in a little bit. Let's talk to Kai.
Listen, this is something I never thought I'd have to ask, but can we talk about you coming back from the dead?
You were there. What did you see?
I saw you take an arrow to the gut and collapse. Your skin went cold and you stopped moving. It happened fast. By the time I got you to Liviana's, I don't think you had a pulse. You certainly weren't breathing. You must have spent 20 minutes as a corpse on one of her cots before you just came back. What did you see while you were gone? What do you remember?
From the beginning, I left my body and my soul was pulled towards Adra.
Watchers say souls can linger between this world and the beyond for a time.
Lost souls, yes. I felt them. Those souls are drawn to the Adra and the beyond.
That makes sense. I've seen Runid talk to them a few times, almost in a trance. What happened next?
My soul travels through the beyond. A part of it anyway.
The beyond. That's the realm of the gods, of souls.
It was beautiful, full of otherworldly light and sound. A place of pure essence.
Well, that sounds kind of nice. What did you see there?
I finally encountered someone in the beyond.
Wait. Someone? Who was it? Or what was it?
Same voice I heard in the Adra and the Strangle Root.
Well, that's good. Imagine how much worse this would be if you had two cryptic entities clamoring for your attention. So, someone is reaching out to you from the beyond. They saved you from death, and now they want you to free them from wherever they are. Do you trust them?
I don't know. I need to understand more about them first.
That's wise. Well, even in the land of the strange, you have had the strangest experience I've ever heard of, and you haven't even left Dawnshore. That's quite a feat.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, this whole time you were in the beyond, and then you were just sent back.
There's something you want to ask. Just ask.
Do you think there's a way to bring people back from the dead?
There's pain in your soul. It's personal, isn't it? Who did you lose, Kai?
That's not... I didn't mean... You must be tired. I know I am. Hopefully that Watcher Runid will have some answers for us. For now, let's get some rest.
How long have the rebels been active in Paradis?
Rebellion's more like our natural state of being in the living lands. People on the island don't much like being told what to do. In fact, many come here specifically for that reason.
They've been wary of Ambassador Hilgard bringing Adirian laws and Adirian blades.
And the Stilgar Road. Ludwine and her paladins have been busy in the hinterlands. It's all rumor and speculation, but I don't think they're making your cause any friends.
Rumors of what?
They say she's hunting down so-called agitators, flattening entire settlements that stand in her way. Of course, all the news reaching Paradis is jumbled together. Stories about the Dream Scourge, the Stilgar Road, and the weird happenings that are almost commonplace around here. So it's hard to say what's true.
Stilgar isn't a deer. Adir. They're just assisting us here.
If they're here under your banner, people will see their actions as representing you.
Whatever she's doing, I'm sure she has good reason. It sounds like her efforts risk turning people against Adir.
I think you're right. I don't know that these rebels are all that organized yet. But where there's foam, there's rocks, as the saying goes.
We got questions about you.
Shoot.
Let's talk about Dawnshore.
I'll tell you what I can.
That's all. Good night.
I'll be here if you need me.
We exhausted everything. Every single dialogue option. I've upgraded. I've stashed. Let me stash these 2 daggers I have. We're not gonna be using them right now. And yeah. Let us sleep.
The wood echoes, strangled suffering. We knew this creature.
Reach out to me now, when the veil of consciousness is thin.
Night falls, the ache subsists. We can speak more easily. The bear, the rot in the heart. Did its beauty sing to you?
The bear I put down? I suppose its death had a kind of beauty.
Wilt, then grow again. What gleams cannot be a monster? We wish you had not killed it.
was me or the bear. I chose me.
Violets and the stars. We wish for both.
All right, what would you have done?
Birth into rebirth. Growth into life again. Beauty without end. Must all we love turn to ash? Can we not save it?
Sometimes the only mercy you can offer is death.
Mercy like a knife. It hunts all of us. God, mortal, beauty. Sleep now. We ponder.
Thanks for allowing us to sleep, I guess. All right, there was more Zalrips over this way.
Seek!
Let's see what you got. Try a better weapon.
Unseek!
I got stuck. Fuck. Fuck me.
Armor's too weak here.
Unseek!
Unseen. Watch your back. Good for you. I can't.
These guys are too powerful for me right now. Oh, fuck me. I didn't see him up there. We got. These guys are a little bit too high for us, level-wise, I think. Gear-wise, or something like that. We'll leave them be for now. I'm actually gonna be right back. I'm hungry. I'm gonna make my dinner, so I will be right back as I heat that up. I stepped outside a little bit. Tried to, you know, do a shovel of the snow. Because we had the snow and then the rain right after today. And it's like messy as fuck. Probably the heaviest like shovel full of snow I've ever fucking lifted in my life. That shit is thick. All right, we're gonna avoid those guys for now. We don't have the firepower. Oh, I don't think we can avoid them. Fuck. Wait. Maybe we can go this way? I don't know. I'm scared. I need to upgrade my weapons though. That's kind of the main thing. Also, these higher level spells take forever to cast. So I gotta switch what book I have where. I need... No, this is right. Yeah, this is right, actually. So I want to be at range, farther range, whenever I cast my bigger spells. What is this? Okay. I thought maybe this was like a cavern of sorts. It is not. Let's go try and find this watcher. Oh, they're over here somewhere. But also, I see a fireplace. And no one around. It's a trap. Oh, fuck me.
Give me a second.
Fuck me.
Better weapon.
It's immune to half my shit. It's resistant to lightning, okay. Wrong potion.
Seek.
I should have known it was a trap.
Another win. But who's counting?
Someone else nearby that wants to attack. That's an enemy. But it's on the other side of that wall and I can't get around that wall, so... oh well. Oh, excuse me.
Keep your guard up. They don't look like the type to negotiate.
I can't even see what they are. Look like outlaws actually, but I can't tell for sure. Whoa, look at that skeleton. What is that? What is that for? Look at that. A dinosaur of sorts? Completely not going where I need to go. That looks cool. All right, let's go this way. mean, I'll take a treasure chest. Stelgare's Pride. Oh, whoa! The feline codpiece. Oh, we just accidentally found that treasure map spot. I wasn't even thinking about it. Stelgare's Pride. Cast Barbaric Shout when taking damage greater than 30% of your maximum health. 5% stamina regeneration rate. The Stelgar is known for many deadly traits, one of which is its legendary ferocity, which practically emanates from this armor. The wearer's limbs move more efficiently and their breathing becomes easier, even in the most rigorous of fights, as the predatory power of the Stelgar flows through their veins. The attached codpiece, while tasteless and garish, is sure to strike fear into the hearts of your enemies, or perhaps lust. It's difficult to determine what the original intent of that snarling feline face was, but if nothing else, it's certainly memorable. Let's take a look. That's funny. And go here. We don't do this. All right. That's funny. All right. We accidentally found that. I didn't even think to look, but it tracks. You know, looking at the map, or if you look at the image and shit, it makes sense. We gotta go back this way though.
Yeah.
Ooh, they just released a gameplay trailer for Tides of Annihilation, one of the games that was announced during the state of play that I think looks really interesting. I don't know if it's an action RPG or if it's a Souls-like, but it's set in like I think London, like an alternative London. It looks really interesting. Watcher's Mirror.
So-called godless people. Disappeared centuries ago, but left plenty of ruins to remember them by. First rule of godless ruins, don't touch anything.
What about the water? Can I walk in the water? Ancient memory, interact. What the fuck is this?
We have been here before. Does the new earth settle beneath your feet?
It is not new. It predates the gods. Why do you whisper to me?
We whisper in dreams. An aspiration. Where did we go wrong?
Were you wrong or misinterpreted?
Now our memory is a wound reopened.
What do you remember?
For generations, the Akita wandered the land, seeds in the wind. A storm had tossed them to our shores. They were branches without roots. Then you, Kishimal, were born with our face. Our flowers bloomed in your hair. Your people saw a sign of greatness.
A duty.
An obligation, a sacrifice for the whole. Your life was not your own. The elders trained you not as a child, but as a paragon. They expected everything. They forgave nothing. The responsibility was like a stone. Help us remember, Kishimal. How did you bear the weight?
I had to live up to their expectations. I could not let my people down.
You faced your work with dignity. You had no other choice. While you feared failure, they rewarded you for your diligence. When you came of age, turmoil stirred. Lightning split the bark. Some tired of their exile. They wanted to return to their ancestral lands.
They were misguided. Our prospects lay in front of us, not behind.
You both wanted the best for your people. How could you reconcile? A bud opened. A comet streaked across the sky. You had a vision. You dreamed of a city where the sea swept into the wood, a place to flourish, to gather, more than a settlement, a home. What did you envision in your fitful sleep, Kishimo?
Skulls, temples, monuments, we would define ourselves through what we made.
The elders spoke of the wisdom they had lost in their escape. You would record your traditions now. The old ways would be safe. So the carpenters and masons set out, but we resisted them. What was a wall to a trailing vine, an arch to a mighty oak?
I told them to build in harmony with nature.
The Akita's fate hung by spider silk. You knew you must adapt. Months became years, and the people stood in awe of what they built. It eclipsed the lands of their ancestors. Its spires challenged the clouds. How did you feel as you gazed upon your masterwork?
Proud.
You had earned your pride, yet a new trial awaited you. The people reasoned that the one who had built the city should lead it. A chorus of their voices joined in one. Another wait. Some claimed that this was the destiny your birth foretold. Tell us, Kishimo, how did you lead?
I listened to people's concerns, even when my body cried for rest.
To lead is to serve. You always knew this. We should like that to be our way. In time, others came to revere you for your selflessness. You were an example to be followed. They saw what they themselves could be. So your reign passed, a year into an age. The seas rose and fell until one day, nothing. Silence.
What happened?
We see ash. Devastation. A lifetime reduced to dust. We can remember no more, no matter how far we reach back.
The gods struck us down for our pride?
It is fruitless. A void. A tremor in the Adra. Perhaps it should not be known. Yet one shape shines through the canopy of our memory. A face amid the rubble. You, Kishimo. What became of you?
Who is Kishimo? Kishimo was a figure of godless myth. Not much is known about them, save that Kishimal was born under special circumstances and helped to erect a great city that was later destroyed. Akita, a goddess, were ancient settlers in the living lands who mysteriously vanished ages ago, leaving behind few clues to their fate. Only ruins and artifacts remain of their past. Oh, okay. My people rescued me from devastation.
They wept with joy as they extracted you. A long night lay before them, but the leader they loved remained. As the earth settled, we felt their hope in the darkness, and we learned. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
Godlike ability, Remembrance of Kishimal. Increase my maximum health by 10%. Huge!
Hey, Envoy. Back with us?
Do I have to spec into that, or do I just get these automatically? Okay, cool. I liked that. That gives a little hint into the land. Ooh, what's this? Drawn in Winter, one-handed melee unique. Drawn in Winter, 36 physical damage, 14 stun, plus 4 on my mans, 15 miss stamina cost, and 6% critical hit chance. Rising chill power, attacks deal moderate frost accumulation to nearby enemies. Freezing lash hits deal bonus frost damage. Ooh, we have another elemental weapon we can mess around with. Nice. A legend of the living land speak of a marvelous and dangerous garden watched over by 4 guardians: Northern Wind, Southern Gale, Western Sun, and Eastern Moon. To protect the garden from those who would disturb its wonders, and to protect hapless wanderers from the ravenous beasts and carnivorous plants within, the guardians diverted travelers with their respective domains: frigid and buffeting winds, glaring daylight, and the darkness of night. Three would stand alert each season while one guardian rested. It is said that the eastern moon unearthed drawn in winter each year after the last of autumn's winds had died down. What's it look like? Ooh, that's a cool looking weapon. I like that. Oh fuck. I should probably use my new weapon, huh?
That's not hitting hard enough. Let me catch my breath. Quiet as the depths.
Unseek!
Gotta find you better armor.
Fuck me.
That's more like it.
Unseek!
I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. Fuck. Yo, if holy shit, I threw my potion down. I don't think it used it, but I threw it. That's kind of cool.
Unseek!
Fuck me.
Hey! Over here!
Unseek!
there's more spawning? Oh, fuck me. We're losing all of our potions. Holy fuck. Oh no, this spot's... Can we leave the area?
Hey, Envoy. Back with us?
Let's get the fuck out of here, Kai! I need more palisade ladder is what I need. Or paradisum ladder. Or, I don't know what the fuck I just said. Palisade ladder. I need more paradisum ladder. Can I make marks on the... No, I need to go back there and fight this once I have a powerful enough weapon, I think. Or better armor. Maybe another party member. I don't know how many party members I get, but... maybe another one will help me out. Shrine to Wotica.
Another godless ruler. Your countryman?
Turn that one into a shrine to Wotica. If anyone can...
Arcanist gloves. Plus 20 maximum essence, plus 10% parkour speed. Yeah, I'll take that. That's kind of nice.
Well met. Feel free to partake of Wodica's favor.
Scales of the Oathbinder, God Shrine Totem Base.
Bet that was part of something once.
The stone was made of expertly crafted marble and gold. Despite its incomplete state, you still feel a sense of unyielding justice radiating from it. I need more of these. I got a fuck ton more of this partisan ladder. Alright, let's try to get rid of the Watcher. Can I kite people to these guys and they'll fuck them up for me? Can I go grab those monks? Those skeletal monks? don't know how, if we pull that one guy, I don't know where all the other ones came from. But that's whatever. Oh shit, there's people up here. Oh, we might get fucked up here. We'll figure it out. Fireball kind of slaps.
Who's ready for more?
Wayfarer's ring and turquoise. Plus 20% health and essence regeneration from potions and food. The most paladins that are devoted to Wodika can be found among the rank of Steel Garrote Order. There is always an exception to the rule. Ufdrang was one such exception. He was of the order of kind wayfarers and would spend his days walking alongside those traveling the roads of Adir, keeping them safe from beast and outlaw alike. The only thing as notable about Ufdrang as his desire to keep the innocent from harm was his legendary appetite. Even in the most dire circumstances, a good meal and good drink could raise the man's spirits like nothing else. This game looks good. It looks damn good. Paradisen ladder. Thank you. I need more than 2 though from each one. I need like 5 from each one if possible.
If she discovers any embarrassing secrets, I'll keep them to myself. Promise.
Gee, thanks.
No, that wasn't me. It was. How am I ever supposed to return to the farm? Be careful, godlike. Runid has such power. God, such terrifying power.
I'm not familiar with auguries and soul readings. I'll be fine.
Oh, that's good. This is new to me, though. Oh, she told me such terrible things. I was a wicked person in my last life. Evil to the core. So many dead. By my hands.
That was in the past. Leave it there. You're a different person now.
I suppose. But that doesn't change what happened. Entire families destroyed by me. Look, I just want to go back home to the farm. How can I possibly face anyone now, knowing what I know? I keep telling myself that that person, that murderer isn't me, but they were. They are.
Good. Keep telling yourself that. You aren't defined by a past life.
You mean that? All of those people I hurt. But maybe you're right. Thank you, godlike. You've given me much to think on. Oh, make sure to toss a coin into the pond behind the Watcher's home after your reading.
Why is that?
Why, it's tradition. Runid doesn't accept payment for her readings. So this is what people do. What you do is your decision, but you have been warned. her at your own risk. I wish I hadn't.
My nose is runny. I put too much cayenne pepper on these potatoes with my dinner for the week. So instead of tossing a coin to our Witcher, we're tossing a coin to our Watcher. Is that what we're doing?
Step closer, godlike. If it is a Watcher you seek, then a Watcher you have found.
She's accurate so far.
Why have you come to me, godlike?
I died and returned. You're supposed to give me a clean bill of health.
Let's have a look at you then. You who came to these shores on a royal errand. You who have died and returned. To open the door to your soul, we must first open a door to your mind. Now repeat after me. I stand on the shore between here and beyond.
I stand on the shore between here and beyond.
Very good. Spoken with conviction. I dip my toe into bottomless depths.
I dip my toe into bottomless depths.
The lake is a mirror. The mirror is a door. And the door stands open.
The lake is a mirror. The mirror is a door. And the door stands open.
A door? A garden gate?
Impossible. Someone is here with us? How? Who are you? What are you? Show me what you are.
A hand knocks on our bark. Do we answer? How can they see?
What is this I hear? Old and forgotten. Echoes of echoes. An uninvited passenger? Curious. Something clings to your soul. Felt, but unseen.
Voices. Echoes in a placid lake. Shelter the sea from winter. Who reaches for our bars? Who speaks?
Enough! I have seen into your soul, and hereby close that which was open. The door is shut, the reading finished. Well, that was truly unexpected.
That doesn't bode well.
First, the good news. Not only is your soul healthy, it is strong, powerful. Strange for one who so recently died. Death leaves a scar.
Hello, Amelia.
But you are unmarked.
I'm good about yourself.
Instead of passing through the beyond, your soul was nurtured, protected, caged.
Soft. The shell cushions the egg.
That's good.
You only live because someone would not permit you to die. But I wonder, who?
I'm like 14 hours into the game, I think. What does it mean to have a strong soul?
Of that, I am unsure. You might find that you suddenly have new abilities that manifest in battle, for instance. Or you may feel a spiritual connection to ancient places, like memories not your own.
Yeah, it's fun so far.
But that does not explain who pulled you from the grasp of death. Who would do such a thing?
The gods?
Perhaps. But when they offer a second chance at life, it is never free of charge. It has been years since I met a godlike. Their souls have a sonorous quality, like the music of a bell. A godlike soul sings together with the god that has claimed them, made them their own. It gives them power. Your soul, it has no chime. In its place, a thorn jabs at your essence, working its way to the surface.
A thorn is one piece of a greater whole.
Yes. A thorn from a vine.
What kind of class are you running in the game?
A root from a garden.
The garden, yes.
I told you the good news. Now comes the bad, or the unusual. When you came into this life, a thorn pierced the fabric of your soul, and your soul grew around it, trapping and embracing the invader. A godlike's time is a gift, a blessing. But a godlike's thorn? That may be a curse.
Could the voice in my head be the thorn?
Can a soul commune with itself?
I'm not looking for artwork. I apologize if you're trying to sell me anything.
But I have
I'm
no
not looking
answer.
for anything.
We know that a god touched you at birth, but which one and why? They always signed their work, and none of them lay claim to you. Disturbing. Terrible. There are so few godlike remaining, and you are a stranger even among your own kind.
So I'm healthy, but cursed and alone.
Better luck in your next life.
I said I'm not looking for artwork.
Everything will
Are you
work out
listening?
in your favor. But the wheel turns by a merciless hand. One word of advice. When you find a pillar of Ardra, commune with it. Ardra has a strong link to the beyond.
Ardra?
Ardra holds the path between this life and the next, a conduit for souls all around Aora. Through Ardra, a soul may find its way back to the wheel, to be born again. But the Ardra here, in the living lands, is different, insular. It connects only to itself, twisting vines, essence warping into essence.
When I touched an Ardra pillar, I heard a voice.
A lost soul, perhaps, wandering and in search of some connection from afar. When you find Ardra, commune with it. Take heed of its lesson. Ardra may pave your road to the truth, or it may lead to a dead end. But the journey will teach you. That I promise. Before we close, have you any final questions?
The ambassador wants some assurance that I'm okay. Am I okay?
As you understand the word, yes. You fell into death, and a guiding hand lifted you back onto your feet.
That guiding hand, whatever it is, must be what brought you back to life at Liviana's.
Your soul is healthy, but it is also a mystery beyond my sight.
Can you tell my friend Kai about his soul?
Kai, your soul is heavy, burdened, yet something is missing. Something not easily replaced.
Hey, we don't need to make this all about me.
This has been enlightening, thank you.
For us both, I assure you. Safe travels, godlike, and thank you for the glimpse at your wonderful soul. I will pray that your next turning of the wheel is uneventful. Until then, you are bound to live a rich and complicated life.
This kind of thing is my skin. Let's get out of here.
Level 6! Invitation from the Claviger. Runid, my people told me what happened to your village, or at least what they understand of it. First, allow me to offer my sympathies. The wilderness is unforgiving, mysterious, and perhaps worst of all, unapologetic. Second, I invite you to reside in Paradise for as long as you'll have us. Your needs will be taken care of. All we ask in return is you make use of your talents as a watcher. Whenever you're ready for a new beginning, the gates of Paradise will be open to you. Yours, Claviger Emond. Level up, baby! Abilities. Guys taking damage slowly regenerate 50% of the last amount of health lost. It's not bad. Wizard. Assassin penalty for light and medium armor by 25. That's really good, actually. Could go incoming arrows and similar projectiles are reflected back at the enemy. Could go... for power attacks with wands, bounce to nearby enemies, dealing reduced damage but retaining any elemental accumulation. Uses damage with wands. I might go back to straight wands, to be honest. Just have 2 spell books available. Getting up in melee is kind of... I mean, I just need to get used to it. Our weapons just have kind of sucked in general. Like, we need to upgrade our weapons. We need to upgrade our armor as well, but this will help us choose different armor as well, I think. I think this is a good point spent right here. A little bit more defense in our lives. We're doing fine damage. It's more like our weapons aren't up to snuff, so it's making... We're doing reduced damage because our weapons aren't strong enough. So we need to get those up. Let's get this to 5 overall still, though. Find Marius at the Grinning Balrock. Okay. Dawn Treader. Speak to Ulfric. We gotta toss the coin in the lake back here in the pond. Can I just drop it? Like, how do I...